Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. I want to express my appreciation for your patience in advance because I have several very important things to report to you. My name is Mary Helen Shashi. I am Executive Director of Green Grant, Inc. A month ago, I would have told you I'm coming here to discuss our petition, which was supported by hundreds of providers across Kentucky. To review, that petition was created to ask for clarity about House Bill 505, House Bill 470, and how peer support policy has been implemented. To ask direct questions about access, participation, and whether the public narrative surrounding these legislative actions is accurate. At the time, it was a good faith effort to understand whether the board had been excluded, misrepresented, or placed in a position where it could not respond. However, based on what we have continued to review and what has come to light, our perspective has evolved. Our involvement in this did not begin as advocacy. It began as an effort to comply. January 1st, 2025, Green Grant Inc. launched Best Kentucky Training, a grant-funded program to provide no-cost peer support training to Kentuckians facing barriers to certification. Within months of its launch, we had more than 1,800 individuals enrolled. Now we have well over 5,000. Like many others have experienced, we had a very difficult time getting the ADC board to respond to emails. Our unanswered inquiries started in 2024. We sought numerous times for direction on how to become approved providers of House Bill 505 compliant peer support training that can only be granted through this board. Strangely enough, beginning in June 1st, 2025, our clients began reporting to us that a lobbyist with Lane 13 Consulting named Selena Coomer was contacting our clients through text saying our trainings were not board approved, would not count after 2026. She then directed them towards Lane 13's very expensive board-approved training program. June 3rd, 2025, I not only emailed this board to report this activity, but I used every contact I had at BDID to send message to this board that I was not going away on this issue and demanded a response. June 4th, 2025, I received this response. Quote, as of right now, we do not have any information on how things will change going into 2026. But as soon as information is ready, we'll be releasing the information for everyone, unquote. My reply was, I'm sorry, Mrs. Trailer, but that is not an acceptable answer. The Lane 13 organization has received special privileges from this board and is now spreading misinformation to create an unfair and quite unethical market advantage. It was only after taking that position and refusing to accept that answer that this board provided Best Kentucky Training with instruction on a training provider for HB 505 compliance. When we began offering this board-approved training, providers from across the state started reaching out to us looking for guidance and clarity on House Bill 505 implementation. They described confusion, disruption, impending layoffs, and fear of losing their ability to operate. Many also expressed fear of retaliation if they were to speak publicly. As we worked on this, it became very clear that posted announcements from government agencies were not lining up with reality. Over time, we have gathered emails, communications, meeting records, and public statements. Viewed separately, these items may seem insignificant, but when viewed together and in sequence, a troubling pattern emerges. KRS Chapter 11A is the executive branch ethics statute. Sections of that law make it very clear. A, public servants are prohibited from using their position to secure advantages for themselves or others. B, board members may not participate in matters where their personal or financial interests could reasonably affect impartiality. C, individuals that lobby executive branch agencies, and that includes licensing boards and commissions, are required by law to register and disclose their activity. They must report what they have done to influence outcomes, who hired them, and what they were paid. Did you know that October 26, 2025, a meeting was scheduled by lobbyist Sarah Bowling to connect certain members of this board to high-level CHFS officials. However, they were not being connected in their role as ADC board members. Rather, they participated as executive leadership on behalf of their employers, Addiction Recovery Care and StepWorks. On the agenda for this November 7th, 2025, 8 a.m. meeting would be implementation of House Bill 505 in particular discussions related to Medicaid reimbursement, peer support billing, and the operational impact House Bill 505 would have in companies. Based on these documented activities, participation in implementation discussions with executive branch officials, participation in those discussions in the capacity of provider executives and advocacy board members, and conflicting roles between regulation, implementation, provider interest. We are calling on the following board members to resign immediately: Leon Heaton, Adam Smallwood, Kevin Schmidt. January 24th, 2025, at 10 a.m., the chair of this board responded to a request from a high-level CHFS official to provide a list of ADC board-approved trainers. Included in this response email, the chair of this board introduced and recommended unregistered executive branch lobbyists Elena Sweezy of Lane 13 Consulting to assist with cabinet policy for HB 505. Specifically, and I quote, to discuss the options for solving some of these issues, unquote. The chair also explained that Ms. Sweezy had already spoken with Representative Kimberly Mosers on this matters. Materials from our open records request show that this board had not approved any trainers for this credential until March 20th, 2025, and that lone approved training outfit was Elena Sweezy from Lane 13 Consulting. She submitted application on February 12, 2025, only 19 days after the recommendation email from this board's chair to the cabinet. April 28, 2026, only 10 days ago, Lana Sweezy posted a video on her Lane 13 Consulting page. In it, she gleefully states, quote, "Hey y'all, quick update from the Lane 13 Consulting about peer support training, House Bill 470, what's going to happen with the ADC board after June 30th. We do know that the Alcohol and Drug Board said they are no longer going to accept the 30-hour BDID training after June 30th. So we're waiting to hear whether or not they're going to accept that. If not, people will have to get their 40-hour peer support training. So for more information on this or any of this, or to register for our next peer support training, go to Lane 13 Consulting. Peace out," unquote. And I do want to say, I was thinking just this morning, like, why would 40, what is she talking about 40 hours? Is it 30 hours, 60? What is she talking about? I pulled up her application this morning. It was 93 pages. All the way on the bottom. Yes, how many hours?
I'm sorry, I apologize for the interruption.
Okay. Anyway, all the way on the bottom of her application. Guess how many hours this curriculum was? 40. This statement is very bothersome, given Ms. Sweezy's history of special access to this board's members and leadership. In response, we have created yet another addendum to our already existing executive branch ethics commission complaint. I looked at this board's agenda today and saw there to be over 60 open investigations to review, with some dating back to 2019. Each of those investigations is of a person. It may be someone with an untrue allegation hanging over their head that the board hasn't cleared up, or it may be an unethical therapist still being allowed to practice. Would the public look at this record and have confidence that this board is doing its job? Providers certainly don't think so. We saw that when over 700 people responded to our petition in the first 48 hours. In consideration of only the activities I've reported today, We are also requesting the resignation of ADC Board Chair Karen Haskell. We have limited to what has been presented here in the interest of time. We certainly welcome any questions you may have. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you for your comments today. We appreciate you joining us, taking the time to be here. We will take your comments under advisement, and we will review and respond when appropriate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We would request that if you have documentation to support your comments, please forward it via your attorney to myself so that I can support any discussion today.
Thank you, Ms. Faulkner.
Okay, next is the legal counsel. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The purchase of screen protectors. Jeff was talking earlier. I added this as an agenda item to the new business.